Yo, what's happening? Welcome to another Dumb Show. I am another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number 260. So good to have you guys with me this evening. It feels so good. Feels so right having you guys streaming on my tube. Night. I hope you guys had a good day today. I had an interesting day. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. It wasn't too crazy, nothing too nuts. I don't want to oversell anything, but interesting thing there that happened a little bit earlier we'll talk about. For those who are here, I know we normally do a recap right when we start the show, but when I start late, like I did today, and I'm gonna do that minute countdown just so we can get right into it, because I feel bad starting late so often. So those of you who get here late today, you're gonna miss the beginning of the show where I say hit the thumbs up. If you've not already taken a second, hit the thumbs up on tonight's video. I'd really appreciate it if you did that. If you don't like the show, don't hit the thumbs down, you jerks. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. I would greatly appreciate if you hit the thumbs up on tonight's show. If you are not watching live, make sure you get your comments in. I'll read back a comment there. And you can always, don't forget, you can always email the show, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. If you look at your comment in, if you're not watching live, take a second to share the show. Find an issue you like, find a video you like, something like that. Share it with people, help the show grow. Subscribe to the channel, then you'll have access in about 10 minutes to our live chat. That's the League of Dummies here. We encourage you guys to do that. 10 minutes after you subscribe, you can get in the chat. And always, I want to remind you guys, if you don't want to see my handsome face and you just want to hear my golden tones, you can do that through YouTube Music. Download the audio-only podcast through YouTube Music. Follow the show, X, Instagram, TikTok. I even post there too, at Another Dumb Show. And you can always follow my personal stuff at ADS Dumb, my business at Sean Street Entertainment. It's all the same on all those other ones. So help support the show by joining the channel. We could always use your support here on Another Dumb Show. We're not getting rich here, but we could definitely use the money to help keep the show up and running. Keep me from door dashing as much and allow me to have more time to prep for the show and all that good stuff. So pick a tier level, $2, $3, or $10 a month, and you will help support Another Dumb Show and keep us up and rolling. And help pay for these damn phones too. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. That is the number to call in the show. How many live shows on YouTube have call-ins? I don't watch a lot of live YouTube shows, but how many of them have phone numbers to call in? So, for people who didn't call in live, and they often will send in messages, comments. I have a comment from yesterday's show. First comment says, "Who? Dieter?" I think that is in. I don't know exactly what that's in regards to. It has to do with, I think, maybe when I said one of my pals from the old show, their mom fell down, because that's yesterday. I know Jeffrey came up, and then I mentioned my old buddy and his mom getting hurt, and that was Charlie, not Dieter. So I know nothing about Dieter. I don't know. I don't talk to Dieter. I don't know anything about what's going on with him or his life. So let's see here. I have another one here. It keeps hiding because for some reason it said that it was a newest. How about, there we go. It was a comment from Hoodie, who you'd think would be in a good mood since he beat me in our fantasy football thing, which we'll talk about fantasy football later on tonight. He's saying Michael K, but he's calling him M. Gay, is a self-entitled piece of shit that has never ate from anything but a silver spoon. A true definition of white privilege. If he doesn't like it, he is going to whine about it or throw money at it to get his way. That's in reference to Michael K's not being happy with me taking time off last week, and basically saying, why would I pay for it if you're going to take time off? So, and then I got all crabby about it. But anyway, so Hoodie obviously didn't like that comment or didn't like what Michael K had to say. So, I have another email here. Or not an email, not another email, but an email. This is about, let me pull this up over here so I can read it. Oh, Michael K is replying to Hoodie. Said, Hoodie, I don't think I see you, buddy. It's okay. He calls himself a hoodie, but he's not even a pair of sacks. All right. Um, the beefs. I love beefs. Beefs are funny to me. I got beef. I might have a beef brewing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyway, I got an email here. It's from Nick. It says, Dumb. I heard your story about your dad being in the hospital and your mom, and in parentheses, I think stepmom, didn't call you to tell you about his procedure. I really think you need to confront your stepmom about it because that's not fair to you, even if you don't have a relationship that is close with your dad like Mikey is with his dad. Don't rage on her like you can, but maybe just mention that you are disappointed that nobody told you. And then he says, and call your dad more. Just some advice, Nick. Thank you for the email. Speaking of Mikey, Mikey is not, he's not on yet. I don't know what he's doing if he slept in. He's probably expected, usually we got on a little earlier than usual, so he might not be ready for it. But, Pilot X says he agrees with Nick. That's so hard, man. I have such a, tense isn't the right word, but I just have such a, what I feel like is such a fragile relationship with my parents. And I think my stepmom thinks I'm such a slacker and I never lived up to my potential. So she just, I think, and this is me just conjecture about it, but I just don't think she likes me very much. And she just kind of thinks I'm a flake in her mind. Because like, she's like super perfect, was never in the military, but might as well have been in the military. I don't think I've ever seen her really make a mistake about anything. So, I don't know. It's kind of I hate the word fragile might not be right, but I just feel like any kind of rocking of the boat could potentially, if they say the wrong thing, maybe she says the wrong thing, then I lose my temper, but then maybe I don't know, it's where the maturity in the books and the medication and all that stuff will help. But no, I agree. Somebody should have called me. I should have been informed about the whole thing. There's Mikey. What's up, dude? Hey,
Yes,
bro.
you should have.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah. Do you think I should confront not confront, but just say something to my family about it and just be like, "Yo, what's the dealio here?"
Yeah, I would be tactful about it. I would be like, you know what, how or why or how does this happen? How long was he in the hospital? Like, how long did the procedure take? Was it outpatient that day?
I think he said 5 days.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah, I think that's what he said. I'm not 100% sure because his voice was a little like raspy and shit still.
That's
So
that's just a problem. Like any type of 5-day procedure at your father's age and condition and everything like that, you know, there's a risk of him not coming out of the hospital. You'd
right.
figure that the family would think that, hey, let's have Sean here.
You would, that's kind of my point. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about the whole thing. And again, it almost makes me feel like nobody gives a shit too. Like they don't care if I know or so it kind of makes me feel like shit. Hey, Rini, let's ease up on the squeaky over there, honey,
But I
huh?
mean, we're also talking about your family. I think if you confront your family about how it makes you feel, as opposed to you should have done this and point your finger at them and just let them know how it made you feel, I think you get a little bit of a different response as opposed to pointing your finger at them and you should have fucking told me,
Right.
that type of deal.
Definitely. I don't want to. I don't want to be
Take
accusatory
Hey, you've
or
been taking these meds and reading these books and doing all this stuff to be able to take
the high
the
road.
higher way, yeah, the high road.
Yeah, and I think I probably could. I just don't want to. I don't know. It's so weird. Like my parents are. My family is very. I'm trying to think about the best way to. Like they're very unemotional.
They're just
I,
not
I
close like that.
well no like my sister is real close with my dad and my mom, and like my cousins are real close, and like I'm kind of the black sheep of the family. Um, not really by anything I did or anything. It just, or maybe some stuff I did back in the past, I guess. But no, I never really feel like I fit in there a lot of times for some reason. I don't know. I just always feel like I just feel weird. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because my parents are divorced and my mom was like so far removed from my dad's side, and like I always felt like there was a weird, like I'm a half breed. Even though we're all half breeds, we're all only half
Yeah,
street. I just feel like they're more street than me. I it's odd. I don't understand it. It's all in my head, obviously.
have you thought about talking to a professional about it?
Um, Greenie honey, you gotta stop squeaking.
I
I
mean,
have,
you're taking the meds, which is one good step in that direction.
mm,
And now it seems to be that you're at a point where now that the meds have taken effect and things have calmed down and you're not getting as angry, that maybe you're ready to not so much repair, but work on the relationships in around you, all around you. You know, whether it's
yeah,
Brittany, family, whatever. But as opposed to, just that him being in the hospital for 5 days or going away, you definitely need to talk to him and be like, oh, that hurt. Like, what if something would have happened to dad or you know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's yeah. I know. I just feel like
Without screaming and yelling.
yeah. I know it's hard to. I just hate. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say that sentence, that it hurt that you guys did that, and without worrying about what the response is going to be and how I'm going to react to that response. I think maybe that is something I do need to, maybe that's a bridge I do need to go down, as far as like some talking to people or somebody outside of the situation that might help me, because it does seem like there's a wall up in my head that I can't seem to, I don't
Yeah, there's like a
understand why
speed
it's
bump of
there.
like it's almost the same in what you just said. Your family doesn't like show emotion or anything like that. I'm assuming when you say that, it's more of like a my whole family's gonna pick yourself up by the bootstraps type of family and keep your
Yeah.
feelings
Yeah, nobody else
tucked
says
away
that.
type of deal.
Nobody really says that outwardly, but we're not huggy. We're not I love you. Like I get that from my mom's side. Like nobody on my family says I love you. You know what I mean? Like I force it. I
No.
force them to say it. Like when I see them, I'm always the one saying I love you, and they never say it first. Not because they don't love me, just because that's just the way they are. They're not a big
You guys
love
don't,
you.
yeah, you do not.
They're not. I am,
That's
because
just the way your dynamic is.
my mom is very lovey, and like I learned from her how to be like that. So I'm very, that's why I'm real lovey with my kids and give them lots of hugs and smooches and all that shit. So I'm constantly
Yeah, I'm
telling
a
them,
big. I got that. I don't know where I got that from. My family's not a big. I love you family. I've got it from my father maybe two, three times.
yeah, okay. So I force it now. I make him say it back to me. I force it
It's
at
good.
him and make him say it back. So anyway, so I guess that's a bridge I gotta. Maybe I do need to get into some kind of therapy to talk about my familial issues, and then
And you could,
maybe.
dude, they make it so easy now with all these websites, and
Hmm.
you can doctor shop and do everything via video call, and you don't
Yeah,
got to go in and lay on a couch and cry or none of that shit.
I talked to a guy one time. He was like I was trying to do a therapy thing, and he was really cool. He was actually really good. He was only available at like a weird time. So it was like really early in the morning or something. I think on like a Sunday or something. So I was like, fuck. I don't want to. I like this guy, but I'm not going. I'm not getting up at 7:30 on a Sunday to go talk and cry
That's
and shit. Fuck that, man.
that's where you got to make the decision of, do I want to feel better? Or do I want to stay sitting in my shit?
That's a good point. That's a good point. What's yeah, wait, pick your battles, I guess. You're right. So,
Yeah.
all right. I got somebody on the phone here. It is Jake, who gets drunk sometimes. What's up, Jake? How are you, dude?
Hey man, I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Dom? It seems like you're down in the dumps, my guy.
No, I'm not. That email got me a little bummed out. But I'm actually okay. I mean, when I think about all that stuff and start diving into it, it makes me a little bummed out. But I'm not sitting around stewing about it necessarily.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So, reason I wanted to chime in was like I'm totally on your side. Like, uh, me and my dad worked together doing blue collar work for 10 years, and it's a very man to man relationship. And then, you know, now we don't work together. I work in a totally different industry, and he's still in that industry, and it's a very dangerous industry. So, like, he's texting me on rainy days as he's working outside, and aren't you glad you're not working outside? And I'm like, yeah, man, hey, be safe today. I love you. And that's never a thing that we really said in the past, you know?
Yeah.
I was about to go climb a tree. He's like, get her done. Not now. I'm like, hey, be safe, man. I love you.
That's
Like,
good. What
and
do you
he-
think?
he-
What do you
I-
think sparked the change? Just not working together one on one with each other anymore, or everything you just went through with being in
maybe-
prison, or not prison, but getting, going through all the court
No,
stuff?
no,
that you
no,
went
definitely
through?
not nothing with that. But I think it's nothing with me doing that. But it's definitely something to like work with your father, and then to step away from the industry and see how the rest of the world works. And like, oh shit, my dad was doing as best he could for the position he was in, and because I think everybody thinks I wish grew up with a rich dad, but my dad did the best he could, and now I feel the need. I'm 30 years old. I'm like, hey, I appreciate you for everything you've done for me. I love you, dude. And I can sense that he's a little awkward on it because he's that older generation where he's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, listen, dude, I love you.
Dad? How old is your
He's
dad?
58. He's 58.
Yeah, wait till he hits 60. That little sense of mortality that will be there, and as he gets older, those feelings tend to naturally start coming out.
Okay, I respect that, Mikey. But also, like, he's in this industry where he's like, he does free work. He's expected to be a man's man, And I'll tell you, if I call him and I catch him in the office, it's all right, bye. If I catch him on his ride home, all right, love you, bye. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I would never expect him to even try to say it in front of his guys at work. It's just that stigma of like tough guys being soft, saying I love you to.
Oh yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Who is that? Who is that? Your wife?
I
No.
did this. I did this to my dad in front of all his motorcycle club buddies. When I did
Good
that
luck
charity.
with that.
I did it right after that end of that charity event. I gave him a big hug and was like, "Love ya," patted him on the back right in front of all his buddies. It was great. It made me feel like a champ. But he said, "Love you back."
Well, hey,
so there you
those
go.
are memories.
Yep. No, that was a good
But no,
day.
I
there.
totally see what you're saying. But like, cause like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to become around to be a better guy, as we all are, as we age, and hearing you say that, you have to, try to weasel it in there with your family, as I do too. It's like, yeah, man, it's
hard. It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do when you're not used to living that way, and then you're trying to. You think.
Yeah,
you start getting all lovey-dovey.
You start having to share feelings and stuff. It's a natural
yeah,
thing for
and
us
I'm
as
not
we get older, and especially,
talking to my
like, if
dad
you're
like,
getting
all right,
away-
man, I love you so much. Like, it's just like, all right, love you,
dude,
bye.
it's just-
Like,
no, it's
drive
just an I
safe,
love
don't
you
die
thing, yeah.
today.
Yeah, it's like the side
Yeah,
hug. You're not
absolutely.
giving him the full blown. Maybe a little side hug here, kind of thing, or an arm around the back,
Yeah,
and
I'm giving him the dap up.
a little love you kind
Yeah.
of thing, and not a
Yeah,
full blown.
yeah.
I love you, Dad.
Yeah, I'm not getting all sappy with it. It's just like, hey, motherfucker, don't die today. I love you. Please be safe. Bye.
That's good. All right. Well, Jake, I appreciate it. How's everything going after the court case? You were just
Oh,
you
man,
had a
dude,
horrible,
I got
crazy...
my guns back, so
All right. So
watch
hold
out,
on real
everybody's.
It's a better place.
quick. Jake was he let a woman stay in his house. She lost her mind. She threatened to kill Jake. Jake pulled out his gun. Cops got called. He got in all kinds of trouble. Oh, did you not hear this, Mikey? Were you not here for this update? Oh, dude.
No.
So that's the long story short. Basically, a friend of his.
Oh,
Was
he
it your
never
ex?
really heard it. Yeah, because I called you on a solo show. You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, what was it? Your ex-girlfriend's sister?
Yeah, exactly. And dude,
Yeah.
to this day, all the guys I work with are like, "Oh, so your ex?" And I'm like, "Not an ex, just a crazy bitch. I was trying to help out and be a nice guy.
Yeah. He let her
Don't
stay in
do that,
his.
guys."
He let her stay in his house. She was a junkie and started going crazy, bipolar. Just went totally nuts. Wasn't kind of abiding by the house rules. She chased him down the stairs. What was it, with a knife?
Actually, a hammer.
A hammer, that's right. Okay, I knew it was something
Jesus
strange. Yeah,
Christ.
chased him down the stairs with a hammer. He brandished his firearm at that point, and then got into...
Not at her, at the I-beam that supports my house in the basement.
Yeah. Well, that's why
that was still enough to get me charges.
Yeah, so
You
he
didn't
got...
let a round off or anything, right? You just kind of brandished, right?
I literally was told, dude, I called the cops on her twice in one night, Mikey. So the first time they said, hey, we can't really get her out of here because Ohio was in the process of legalizing weed like a month before. And I was like, hey,
that's right. I forgot.
You don't have a car, so change your mailing address to my address so that we can vote together. And that way you don't have to go to wherever all the way on the east side because I'm not driving there.
Yeah, I forgot about that
I'm
part
a big
of the story.
toker, so and then so the cops call. Oh, we can't take her out of here because of her mailing address here. She's a resident, and I'm like, well, dude, she's like threatening to hurt me. She's threatening my house. She's destroying my property. And they were like, sorry, she lives here. She's a resident. Go to
for like a 72-hour hold. I'm surprised they didn't want to want her.
I think we went through all
dude,
that.
I had literally.
Yeah, they tried.
I had literally texted her mom that night. I texted her mom that night. I was like, how do I get out of here? And she's like, tell the cops that she's trying to hurt herself. I did, and they didn't take her.
Yep, and then everything escalated from there. He got in all kinds of trouble. And then now you're out and free, though.
I got my guns back, baby.
Got your guns back. Are you off papers at this point, or are you just on? You're still on.
I am off papers. I am free to do as I please without looking over my shoulder.
Free at last. Free at last. Free at last. All right.
Free at last. Free at last. However, it was non-reporting probation, so I met the probation officer the first day, and that was it.
That's good. Good. Well, I'm glad to hear you're a free man.
I stayed token through the whole probation, everything.
I'm aware, and I'm happy to hear that. So, all right, dude. Well,
never try to help crazy people.
Yep, he said
help them.
Never, dude.
He said multiple times. He said multiple times if he sees an old lady on the side of the road with a blown tire, he's going to drive right by her ass.
Yep, 100%, Dom. You got it. I can't help people no more, man. And even worse, it sounds worse, but like, dude, if you're a hot chick on the side of the road, I'm sorry, like, call AAA. If you're a hot chick, you should have AAA because you're also probably putting yourself at risk for creepy dudes showing up on the side of the road, which is... I wouldn't do it. I'm just like, yeah.
All right, Jake, I'm going to let you go, dude, because you're starting to ramble a little bit, bro, but I love you.
As I do. All right, Dom, I love you too, man. Have a good night, brother.
You too, bro. Thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it. So, yeah, isn't that, oops, sorry. Bye. Isn't that crazy, that story with
that's wild, dude.
Letting a chick come stay with him and then making that fatal flaw of having her switch her address to his house?
Oh,
what a mess. Now, what did I hear you say about helping people?
Yeah, just like I had done in the past. You
know gotcha.
I've shared before, and you just don't, unless somebody's willing to help themselves, there's nothing you can do.
Amen to that, buddy. Amen to that. You got to be able to help yourself before anybody else can help you. So,
yeah, and at the same time, it's a lot easier to, if you're trying to help yourself at that point and trying to better yourself, it's a lot easier to just get lost in somebody else's bullshit and try to help them and completely ignore what you got going on in your own life.
That is a major thing. Is that an ADHD thing, you think, or
no?
No, you think that's
I think that's just a deflection thing and the easy way out. If you're not willing to live in discomfort to get comfortable, then I don't know.
I understand what you're saying.
Like he was
The
talking
cold
about
plunge
like all the
theory.
feelings. Yeah, he was talking about feelings and telling his dad his loves him and everything like that. I'm sure, like if he's getting away from drinking and using and everything like that, he's actually starting to feel feelings for the first time. Which, for somebody that uses, we don't feel feelings; we ignore feelings.
Okay, I see
So
what
when we
you're
start feeling things, we don't know what to do with them. We're just kind of like Will Ferrell in
Fight or
fucking
flight.
Talladega Nights. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Well, it is. It's the fight or flight kind of same reaction. That's when anxiety can cause a major fight or flight reaction in
Yeah,
everybody, and feelings can cause anxiety, and then it all kind of goes from there. So that's what
snowballs.
one of the things that my anger used to manifest from anxiety. You know what I mean? I would be anxious, and it would cause me to be angry because I was anxious about other
Yeah, it would
stuff.
give
That's
you
one of the
that
things.
feeling like you're a mama cub backed into a corner protecting her babies.
Yeah, but it's just me protecting my little baby self.
Yep.
I'm sorry if I seem distracted. I keep hearing a dog bark. Oh,
Hang
I
on.
forgot my neighbors have a dog now. Or is it you? No, it's here. I think it's my neighbor's dog is barking. Maybe they're not home and the dog's just barking. It never barks. I forgot that. I always forget that they have a dog because it never ever barks. That's why I'm confused. I hope
Oh, I already
everybody's.
told you about my neighbor. We've heard that dog bark already.
Oh yeah, we have heard that dog. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's barking pretty good right now. I hope everything's okay over there. Yesterday, Mikey, I asked you about if you were going to get the new iPhone, and you were like, you hemmed and hawed a little bit, and said probably not. I don't want to get a new phone. And what do you got? An iPhone 14, 13?
Ooh. Hey Siri, what model are you? Hey Siri, what model are you?
Wow, will that work?
No. Oh, it's because I'm hitting the button at the same time. Hey Siri, what kind of iPhone are you? God damn it. Well, obviously I need the one with AI.
It doesn't matter. Really, I don't think you need anything, Mikey, especially if you give a shit about taking pictures. Because I came across, it's
I
weird.
only got a Pro Max. I only got a 13 Pro Max.
A 13. Okay, there you go. So actually, so Pro Max, it's even better than what I'm going to show you here. Is this? I think he's Chinese. He put together a little video here of the difference between the iPhone 13 Pro, 14 Pro, 15 Pro, and 16 Pro, and
Oh,
just
perfect.
the
Okay, now I can
camera.
see what the difference is a little bit.
Yeah, so check this out. I'm going to mute it because I think there's some kind of weird music on it that I can't play. But here you go. It starts with him doing. I'll just show you the still. So he's got it on like a little stand, all four of them connected the same way, same level, creating the same shot with all four of them, which is pretty cool that he was able to get those so level like that. And this is what happened. So we'll check out because he wanted to check the cameras out, compare them on all four, and check it out. Here's how he did it. So here you go. Got the same shot. You show him running in, doing this shot. iPhone 13 Pro, 14 Pro, 15 Pro, 16 Pro. No difference in any of those. Do you see any difference between any of those?
No.
Hold on, we'll go back to that one. I mean, so seriously, look at that. There's the 13, 13 to 14. Not even a little bit of a difference. 14 to 15, maybe a little tiny bit more of the building lines on the glass, I think maybe. I don't know if it's just I'm trying to see more.
No, I think it's because it's at just a slightly different angle because you're moving from left to right. So it's going to change the way the lines look a little bit.
Okay, that's probably what it is. All right, so there's 15, then on a 16. I feel like 16 looks worse.
Yeah, it makes everything, all the windows end up looking a lot more white. It takes away the difference in color from
Yeah,
some of the darker windows to the lighter windows.
yeah, exactly. Good call. Good eye, Mikey. Good eye on that little screen there. Good for you. So yeah, really no major change there from those. So that's in the light, and that's with him moving. There's the final results.
Yeah, the 16 does not look good compared to the 13.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then here's another one that he does. He's in the dark now, so you can see what it looks like from behind his little setup, which is still, I think that's super cool. There's the 13 Pro, 14 Pro, 15 Pro, 16 Pro. I feel like really they're identical. Maybe a little bit more light. Actually, you know what? I take that back. It looks like the
No, I like the
16.
16.
Yeah, the 16's definitely doing better in the dark for sure.
Yeah, more contrast and difference between the black and the whites in the picture.
Yeah, and like look at the street light in the 16 Pro, how underneath the car, like how illuminated that is, and how the car even stands out a little bit more against the background. So okay, well there
Yep.
you go, Mikey. So if you like taking pictures at night, then you go ahead and get yourself a 16 Pro. It's worth it. But otherwise, doesn't look like upgrading for regular old photography is really that much
No,
worth it.
dude, the camera looks the same for the last 5 years. You can only do so much. I like some of the editing features and stuff like that, but
Ice Rain
it's nothing
J,
you can really. I mean, you're
Ice
just using a phone, not an actual camera.
well, Ice Rain J says basically a true new iPhone doesn't really come out other than every 5 to 7 years,
All right.
where you get an actual true upgrade. I'd say that's probably with most phones, that's really how it is. That's just kind of how the technology's starting to upgrade. You know what I mean? There's really been no changes to phones over the past 5 years until now. We have AI brought in. 5 years before that, they started the voice activated everything. So it kind of
Yeah.
just goes cyclically like that. So, oh, speaking of phones and pictures. All right. So, Mikey, was it yesterday that we were talking about my new neighbors and the parking situation?
Yeah.
Was okay. Hold on, Mikey. Do me one favor. Check the chat. I need a beer. My mouth is so dry right now. I'm like lip smacking every 2 seconds.
Blunt problems. I don't have the chat open, guys. Hang on. I'm catching up with y'all right now. Oh, Michael K, the cat crawling around in my background, that's Griff, named after the famous defensive end for the Vikings, Everson Griffin. He went crazy. The cat is crazy, so it definitely fit together well. Pilot X rocking the iPhone 7. I think he's got to be so tiny, dude. It's like the size of I don't even know, like an old flip phone. Hey, Angelina. How you guys doing?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I needed to wet the old whistle here. Did I just freeze you?
Pilot X,
Oh, I
Pilot
thought.
X rocking the iPhone 7.
No way. He's full of shit. All right. So
Maybe.
yesterday, he's a pilot. He's got to have a better thing than that because when they go on autopilot, he's got to play with his phone and stuff, right? Unless he's just sitting up there drinking. No, he says it's
Probably
not.
just chilling.
Said it's not
Maybe
bullshit.
he's frugal.
Said it's not bullshit. Okay. All right. So yesterday I talked about my new neighbors and the parking situation. I mentioned that there's a little when you pull into my lot, there's spots in front of everybody's house, and then at the end of the lot, there's a spot for two people to park. It's supposed to be for guest parking. Two of my neighbors are parking there now. One of the oldest neighbors who's been working here or living here for a long time, and then one of the newest neighbors, or the new neighbor who just moved in. So these two guys are taking up the guest parking spaces, which is I've
What
swallowed
does it
my
say? Like what does it say in your guys' like contract? Like
one car per unit, and everybody else parks on the street. That's how it's supposed to be.
then, oh, it's time to turn them in, and everyone's got to follow the rules.
Well, I wasn't gonna do that because I like the guy who's been here for a while. Not that I don't like the new guy. I haven't really met the new people. They're taking up a large footprint in a small space, and seemingly
Without really
are
like introducing themselves and stuff like that, just kind of moving in and planting their flag.
literally like with the Trump flag and
Yeah.
everything too. I mean,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
I mean, and the one guy's license plate says angry veteran, leave me alone, or something along those lines. so, so today, B1 comes in and she goes, "Hey, you're never going to believe this. The new neighbor has somebody parked on the grass in front of their house." Now,
Oh,
you
oh,
know the way
tiny,
my
those tiny little fucking grass spots.
yes. So
Oh
I
man, those
said, "All
people are
right."
gonna be a problem.
This is why I said, "All right, we got to nip this in the bud right away." So I just literally I got right up, not thinking about the fact that I went to
He's
go
an
take a
angry
picture.
veteran.
No, I went out. I just went to go take a
Oh, I
picture
thought you
of
was
it.
going. I thought you was going to knock on the door.
No. I was just going to take a picture of it so we could, like I said, just let them know at the rental office, like, look, we need to have everybody follow the rules now at this point because we need guests to be able to park here. People want to have somebody over, they should be able to park here and not have to worry about their
Yeah,
car out
they're
on the
taking
street.
advantage of the shit. Yeah.
Well, everybody is a little bit. So that's the kind of the problem. Like the couple of the other, my one other neighbor parks two cars in one. It's a cluster F though right now. So for the guy to have somebody come over and do this, where he parks on the grass,
Well, is that where he lives in that corner left lot?
yeah. But still, this is not a
Oh, he's got a Benz too. No shit.
yeah. It's a C class, so don't get too excited.
It's a C class.
Anyway, but my point is, and when I went out there, I didn't even think about the fact that they were standing right out there by the cars because I just walk out and I'm like, "Ba-dunk," and they're literally both sitting there staring at me as I come out and take the picture, and I'm like, oh well, it's too late now. Because I walked out holding my phone up like this, like I just was gonna take a quick little picture, and then literally the two of them are both standing there staring at me. As I take the picture.
It's like the most Karen move ever. You should have kept walking. Like, I've got you on film. Yeah, I'm filming where your car is parked.
I know, I turned into the Karen of my court. It just made me so mad because that's such white trash shit. I'm sorry, I don't know them. They might not be white trash shit. They might be the nicest people in the world, but that's some white trash shit. You pulling your fucking car up on the grass like that in this tiny ass little place, like that's it's trashy, and frankly, it's against the rules. You're not allowed to do it, and you know what I mean. So it's just I wasn't thrilled about it. Like my one neighbor got in trouble because they had some guy back a load a truck onto the grass to unload a bunch of like sod or mulch or whatever to drop off by there. She's got like a bunch of flower beds over here, and these people just backed their truck up across her yard and dropped it off. Which is like, yeah, I get it. It's her yard, but we're in like a little tiny community. It's really weird. People take advantage of it, and we're supposed to. They're losing the community vibe. But yeah,
Into a community battle royale.
that's not good though. I don't want that. We got a nice, comfy, fun court. Everybody gets along here. There's no issues. Everybody respects everybody else's space, except my one neighbor here. They always have somebody park next to my car. Like when I come home on Fridays and Saturdays after weddings, I got a real fucking hard time unloading my car. Asked them 1,000 times not to park there. They park there anyway. So it's. And
I'm so glad I don't live by your place, my guy.
I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back because I've lost my mind a couple Friday nights. Like I've come in and I'm fucking motherfucker. How many fucking times? Because I can't get into one side of my car where the whole passenger side of the car is blocked and I can't get to it. And it's hard to even back in. And I'm like literally this far away from their car.
That's where I started doing shit like unloading my car backed up. And then I pull into the spot with my passenger door this fucking close to their driver's door so they cannot get into their car.
Well, I've
done that multiple times in my old parking lot.
The way they park, they're pulling in facing me and I'm backed in. There's no way. I'd only screw myself.
You can't block their driver's door.
Yeah. No, I can't do anything about it. So yeah, that's the new situation here. I do feel like a real idiot walking out there and taking that picture because they're literally all just staring at me.
Drop a note on the car type of deal.
Well, I don't know if they have like a ring thing, and I don't want to get in trouble for like pushing like putting something on someone's car, like if they could say that's vandalism or what. I'm trying not to like. All I'm gonna do is gonna be like, I'll probably just say something to the rental people and just be like, look, this place is too small for the amount of cars that are in here, and now we got somebody parking on the grass when their car is supposed to be on the
They
street.
got like
So that guest
traffic
car.
coming and going or whatever. They just
This
like
is the
hanging
first
out and
time.
kicking it.
This is the first time I've seen that. This was
Alright.
first for me. That's why I was like, nope, we gotta nip this in the bud right away because this is not gonna
Yeah.
fly. We're not doing this because we're not some fucking piece of trash. We're just not. That's not how it looks here. It was. It made me want to like. I don't know. I was just so brazenly asshole. Is kind of how I feel about it. You know what I mean? It's just such a brazen asshole thing to do when you're already taking up 2 spots or 1 extra spot. You're allowed to have the 1 spot. So, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass.
You're allowed to borrow the 1 spot.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you want to,
So
actually,
that car that parked on the lawn is a guest car. So that car has the right to park in one of those spots that they're already taking.
exactly.
So if that's the case, have the guest car park in the road or take your extra car, park it in the road and give it to the fucking guest.
That's how it should be. Their second car should be out on the road, and the guest parks in the little.
Yep.
We call it a scallop. We park in the scallop. I don't know why we call it that, but that's what it's called. The little scallop there. So.
Isn't your? Oh no, it's not. I thought like pulling into your driveway, there was a little bit of space where you could park like on the side, but you can't. You
No,
have to
it's
park in the actual road.
yeah, that's it. There's no other places to park, and we're running out of we're out of places in here, and it's going to run out of spots on the road if we get too many guys. It's just it was never been a problem here, and now all of a sudden it's just like a huge problem in the parking.
Taking 3 days.
Yeah, what's that? 3
I
days
said
since
it's
they moved
taken
in.
However, yeah.
Well, it was
However
another weird thing. I mean, and I don't care. It didn't bother me, but it was just unusual. They spent like 2 months moving in, and then I mean, took forever. They were constantly like
Really?
like once or twice a week there'd be a U-Haul there dropping stuff off. It was really weird. It was really weird, man.
I figured you were gonna say if it took them 2 months to move in, that they were just using that Benz or like a pickup truck. That's awfully fucking expensive to keep renting a fucking U-Haul over the course of 2 months.
Maybe they can afford it. They got a Benzo, you know. All right. Speaking of phones, I got another. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, there's no drama. Hopefully, the rental people will handle it. And Drew says yes. Just talk to the leasing office. No reason to argue with the neighbor when they're in the wrong. Yeah, I don't want to argue with anybody. I'm over that. I'm a lover, not a fighter at this point. I don't want to fight with anybody. My wrists are all screwed up. I can't be fighting anymore. So, no.
You don't fight anyways. He's got a Benz. You let him crack you in the face and you sue him and get some money.
That's a good point. And then he'd go to jail.
And you can have all the parking spots you want.
I actually have a story that's kind of similar to that, Mikey. That you just brought up. The kind of just if you go up and hit somebody and sue them in the amount of trouble you can get in. I have a story. It originally came out in Golf Digest, but it's about a guy named Jerry Whitaker. Jerry Whitaker was golfing with a group of friends in Morgan County, Indiana. They were playing the 9th hole at the links at Heartland Crossing. The group stopped at the clubhouse to order some food. Well, Whitaker's group they were golfing. The group ahead of them stopped to get some food. This 54-year-old guy.
Nine.
Yep, they stopped to get some food for the back 9, this 54-year-old guy. Well, this younger guy, this Whitaker guy, they said, all right, well, they're getting something to eat. We're going to play through.
Yep.
That's normal golf etiquette. Well, for whatever reason, the 54-year-old man lost his mind and started accusing them of cutting in front of him and his group of friends, claiming that it was against proper golf etiquette. When no,
if you're gonna play through, you ask permission to play through. Hey, you mind if we play through? You don't just play through without asking.
That is a very good point. You're right. They didn't mention if the guy said ask to do it. He said they just decided to play through. Okay, so I guess that is technically cutting. That is, if we're talking golf etiquette, they've broken golf. Both of these people have broken golf etiquette. The ones that have stopped should have said, "Hey guys, go ahead and play through. We're getting some food." I even do that at the goddamn mini golf when my kids would be taking forever. I'd be like, "Guys, my kids are taking forever. You can
Just
go
go
ahead
ahead.
and play ahead of us. Yeah, like a hot couple
Yeah.
or a young couple behind us or whatever. You guys go right ahead. You know what I mean?"
He said a hot couple.
Well, yeah, sometimes there's a cute dude with a cute chick. You know what I'm saying? There's a good looking couple. Anyway, um,
He just wants to watch the girl fucking keep bending over to pick up the ball out of the hole.
Mikey, you caught me. I'm a connoisseur of beautiful women. No, I'm kidding. I'm usually golfing with B1, so I got something to look at every single hole, so I'm good to go.
Nice
Yeah.
cover.
Oh, thank you. So the guy that got cut in front of the group that stopped, he turned around, started yelling at this guy Whitaker. The the confrontation escalated when the 54-year-old guy looked at the group and the wife of this Whitaker guy, the younger guy, and says, "Hey, you guys are all assholes." And looked at the guy's wife and said, "And you're a cunt."
What a fucking dickhead.
After she ran away, she went and cried and came. So this apparently the altercation with the woman and the older guy happened at the food place. The other guys were getting ready to go golf. She runs away after she gets called to see you next Tuesday. Goes and tells her husband, this Whitaker guy, about what just happened.
I thought when you said like she ran away and cried, like I pictured her like actually running away, like oh my god. But no, she
It
just
does
went and
say
told
in
her
the news story, as she ran away crying to her group of friends, her husband, Whitaker, came back to confront the man about what was said and demanded an apology for his wife. "You apologize to my wife. You call my wife to see you next Tuesday, you better apologize." And then I'm assuming the guy said, "Or what?" And then the other guy said, "How about this?" Phew, phew, phew. And then he picks him up,
2 pieces of biscuit.
picked him up around the waist and suplexed his ass and body slammed him.
Oh, be careful! You're gonna hit the guy's head. He's gonna get concussion. Sue him.
Medical staff at the hospital told police that the older man suffered severed broken ribs, a punctured lung, and a broken piece of vertebrae in his back after the assault. He also
This guy was big.
He also suffered a laceration on his forehead that required several stitches. Friends of the 54-year-old man claimed that when he was knocked unconscious, he actually stopped breathing for roughly 10 seconds. Jerry Whitaker, the 34-year-old guy, was taken into custody, will be charged with aggravated battery, a level 3 felony, battery resulting in serious bodily injury, a level 5 felony, and disorderly conduct, which is a class B misdemeanor. Level 3 felony in the state of Indiana carries a prison sentence of up to 16 years.
That dude's going to prison.
Hard. Yes, he's going to go to jail for a long time. Here's a picture of him right here, actually. Hold on one sec. Sorry, I'm zoomed way in. Here's his mugshot. Thick neck. He's a big, decent-sized dude, I guess. Who knows how big this is the lady. Here's the alleged see you next Tuesday. That's his wife. So she does kind of look like she might go outside of her house and take a picture of her neighbor. You know what I mean? Like she looks like that kind of Karen to me.
Damn drunk redheads. Got no fucking control over their temper.
Yeah, that's an Irish guy with that bright red hair. Yeah, he's either Irish or Viking. You want to fuck with either of those when they're mad. They're fucking the pillager. Yeah. All right. Speaking of pillaging and the other thing that happens with pillaging, Diddy is in the news. Obviously,
we're gonna have to break soon and talk football, right? It's almost 8.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, we're right there. This actually won't take that long. Actually, what we're talking
I was just
about
giving
right
you
here.
a reminder before we got into the story. That was
Thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So, Mikey, your favorite. I know you're not a connoisseur of beautiful women like I am, but you have mentioned in the past that this girl that I'm about to play a video of. Hold on, I got to add a little boost to this because it's a really quiet audio here. There we go. Emily Ratajkowski. You're one of your. I believe you said that's your favorite.
She's
of all of the
well,
models, Instagram models, celebrity models, things like that. Here's a quick little
wrap
picture of her.
them long legs right around my face.
Yep, quite a stomach on her. Nice flat, amazingly flat stomach. Anyway, she is in the news because she posted a video on TikTok about the Diddy situation. And she is relating it to another famous true crime story. So I'm going to play this video and let me know what you guys think, or what you think about this, Mikey, and what all you guys think about it. Hang on.
Everything that's coming out about Diddy and the allegations, and also this new Menendez Brothers show called Monsters, I think we need to have a conversation about male sexual assault. The reasons that Diddy was able to hide in plain sight for so long is because so many of his victims were male, and because our culture views male sexual assault as extremely emasculating. So just watched a video of one of the Menendez brothers being asked if they are gay. And yes, that was many decades ago, but one of them is being asked if he's gay because of what his father did to him, because he was a victim of sexual assault. It's really, really scary. A lot of the men who were on the jury, a lot of like homophobia ingrained in it, and they what's happened to this boy, then he probably like wanted it, which is really scary cycle. If you look at R. Kelly or Juno Diaz, if you are a reader, or he's a famous writer, and these are victims in childhood of sexual assault who then later went on to have horrible behaviors and become the perpetrators because they could not talk about their experience or process it healthfully. They end up hurting people. And to be clear, I'm not making an excuse for these people. I'm just saying there are ways that we could stop this cycle from happening.
Isn't that kind of what it sounded like, though? That she was making an excuse for Diddy? Like that something must have happened to him for did I read that wrong?
I don't think she's giving him an excuse. I think she's looking like more along the lines of
his
like
victims aren't
consistencies,
speaking up
like
because of what she's saying with
well, I think that for sure too, because it's like she said, it's very emasculating for a man to be like, oh yeah, that dude,
Sure, right. Meek Mill doesn't want to go around telling everybody that Puffy, is pounding him out from behind or whatever. That's the alleged. I keep seeing a video going around of that, saying that it's like the audio that the security guard leaked of just like, it just, get that.
Oh, didn't we play that?
Did we
audio?
play that audio? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Maybe we
played
did.
that audio. Yeah, we did.
That was some crazy ass shit. But one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is because, have you watched that Menendez thing on Netflix?
It's on my to watch list.
I thought you might have seen it by now. I haven't had a chance to
I
watch
watched that
it.
other one, the into the fire one.
Which one was that?
Some woman gave her daughter up for adoption, and later in life.
Oh, it has nothing to do with. I thought you were saying it was a different Menendez one.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. We'll talk about that one later. We don't get sidetracked.
So the new
the
Menendez
brothers. I haven't watched that one yet. I keep seeing people talk about it though.
Yeah, it's made by the same people that made that Dahmer documentary that was on Netflix that was kind of a little bit weird. This one is supposedly also a little bit weird, but it alleges something that I've never heard about before with the Menendez brothers, that they allegedly had an incestual brotherly relationship. And that's what they talk about in this movie or in this documentary. And I guess it even shows the brothers kissing. And I've never even heard anything along those lines at all. I just heard about the abuse.
Heard before that they were victims.
He's coughing it up along. What'd you say? You cut out. You were saying that they were victims is what you were saying? Yeah, I think their parents are
of their father.
Right. Which is, I always thought that was the story. They were victims of their father, and that their dad, that's why they killed him. The mom knew about it, and they were pissed off at their parents, so they took them out. I thought that was the story for the whole time. This other weird layer of them being incestuous was, I don't know if that just got thrown in to make it like tawdry or whatever, or just to add to the story, but because I've never heard that. But I saw
it wouldn't like surprise me or whatever. I'm sure they had some type of like weird trauma bond over what was happening to them. I'm sure if it was happening to them at the same time, that throws your whole sexual compass off as to what is or what isn't right.
That makes sense. That if you putting it in that kind of context, that actually makes a lot more sense because to me it just seemed like it was completely out of left field and just like where the hell is this coming from? But I guess when you put it in that kind of context, it's not so out of left field that it could be plausible that something like that happened. I'm actually starting to get a little nervous right now about my neighbors. This dog is going berserk right now. And I never ever hear this dog bark. Like I'm like it's making me nervous that like somebody fell or something. Like I don't even know if I'm not even sure if they're home, but it's just weird that this dog is just going
Go check. You can always check and see if their car's there.
bonkers. Yeah, then I'd have to get up and but I guess I'll just deal with the dog
You ain't
bark.
worried that much.
No, I'm just starting to get a little concerned because it's just been going on for I don't know, it's been at least a half hour or something like that. So
dogs go for hours and hours and hours, man. Last Saturday, Aries went for 8 hours straight.
just never heard him do it before. It's never been a
That'd
thing.
be alarming then.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, maybe the dogs are picking up on some goofy vibes from the other neighbors.
Maybe. Well, that's also maybe what I was thinking. I was like, did that new guy come over and did he kill the new neighbors? Did he mix up which house it was? This crazy. I hate to. I don't want to make fun of him because he's a veteran. He's like, I'm not making fun of that. But if there's some crazy vets out there, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, bro, haven't you ever seen that show Fear Thy Neighbor and some of the wild stories about neighbor things and everything like that? There's like 8 seasons of it, and it's nothing but I want to say a good 20% of them have to do with veterans.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
In the neighbor feuds?
Yeah,
Oh,
weird,
boy.
like wild neighbor feuds, dude.
Oh,
That's one of the wildest shows ever. I watched it as like white noise, like the way people watch The Office, but it's fucking crazy.
That's nuts. Speaking of The Office, I just saw somebody do a wedding video in the style of The Office. They like did the whole thing it's actually I should have pulled it. It's pretty good, but anyway, big shout out to Angelina, super fan donation in there. She says it was such a good documentary, but the shooting scene was so detailed. Like graphic? It was really graphic, you mean? Or they detailed? I wonder what that means. CYX said that she also watched it. It was pretty good. So I'm gonna have to watch this then.
Let's watch it by the end of the week, and we'll talk about it next week.
Well, there's more stuff coming out now too. I kind of brought up Diddy there for a sec too. That's why I played. That's not why I played that video, but it just happened to work out with the two things that we're talking about here. Do you remember Suge Knight, the founder of Death Row Records, the infamous gangster rapper who was founded Death Row Records? He had a huge beef with Bad Boy Records, which Puffy ran back in the day. That's where the East Coast, West Coast beef started when I was younger, and then Tupac joined Death Row, and it just got even more amped up, and then Tupac got killed.
Was a huge man.
He's a massive,
one of the most
huge
intimidating humans I've ever seen.
He's a big dude. He is in jail. He's currently serving a 28-year sentence for, I believe, involuntary manslaughter for the guy he ran over.
That dude over.
Yeah, I think we played that video actually.
And hit him again.
Yeah, at a gas station, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. I don't even remember what was it over a road rage thing or was it some sort of gang beef?
I can't remember the details.
Can't remember either.
I thought it was some type of retaliation for gang beef.
Okay, maybe it was. And
speaking of crazy run over videos, dude, I sent you some really good fucking
street race.
Those car videos last night.
What are those called again?
I can't remember right now. Street takeovers.
Street takeovers. Okay. All right. Well, real quick, Suge Knight was on. He's in jail still. Apparently, he does a podcast from jail.
You can kill somebody and you can do a fucking podcast from jail.
I believe it's called Collect Call with Suge Knight. Yep, Collect Call with Suge Knight.
How the fuck do you have rights like that? Like privileges to do shit like that?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
The prison system is so fucked.
It's weird. It's weird. I don't know how he does it. But anyway, he called into your favorite guy's show, Chris Cuomo, his show on News Nation last night. And he talked a little bit about what Diddy can expect to experience in prison. So here is Suge Knight on Cuomo.
I mean, one of the things is this. I don't care who you are. Prison and jail is a negative environment. If somebody can do something to them and get a name for themselves, they're going to actually do it. Or they can do whatever they feel they got to do to prove themselves. But we also got to learn. We got to learn from our mistakes. Everything don't have to be a mistake. You got to better yourself. But we all know what we signed up for in life.
So, not super detailed, but basically what he said is somebody might be looking to make a name for themselves by doing something to Diddy. And I read earlier that Diddy is no longer eating in jail because he's afraid that he is going to get poisoned. So it's pretty crazy.
The cameras they're gonna stop working, and he's gonna
get
hang
Epstein.
himself or get
Epstein, yeah. Oh man, I have this one other really good story I wanted to talk about for football, but we got sidetracked with that stupid that email about my family. God damn it. Let's see.
Let's bang it out quick.
All right, yeah, let's do it real quick. So there is
I can go to like 9:15, 9:30 tonight.
Okay. Sounds good. So there is a county in Kentucky called Letcher County. Has been a shooting there that has kind of made some national news right now. And it's because on Thursday of last week, a judge named, what's this guy's name? District Judge Kevin Mullins was inside of his chambers in the Letcher County Courthouse when the sheriff, Sean M. Steins, walked into the chambers, asked all the people who were in the room with him to exit the room and close the door behind him. Several minutes later, 8 shots rang out. Everybody freaked out and they ran out of the courthouse because they didn't know what was happening. At that point, the sheriff also left the courthouse through a side door of the building. He then turned around and came back in the front door, placed down a revolver, and turned himself in for killing the judge. So
Thank you. You should have just saved one of them bullets for yourself, bro.
Well, Mikey, the story gets pretty crazy because what had happened was there's a video, I guess, the initial exchange. So there's the main chambers where there's actually a video recording of what happens in the chambers, and then there's a little side room next to it, which must be maybe where the judge changes or something. So there's no recording in there. Apparently, they left the room where the cameras were, but before they left the room, the judge handed his phone over to the sheriff. The sheriff looked at his phone. The sheriff handed a phone over to the judge. The judge looked at that phone. And then apparently that's when they went over into the other room. Now, what has come, the internet has kind of put together a theory on this. That
internet theories are always good. I cannot wait to hear this.
Well, I've seen a lot of this very specific theory that, and again, this is all alleged. I don't know anything about this. Judge might have been the nicest guy in the world, but there are all kinds of stories about corruption within this whole police department and prosecutor's office and everything. But outside of that, apparently when he asked to look at the phone, the sheriff said, "Hey, let me look at your phone." He was confirming suspicions that he had that the judge was sleeping with his teenage daughter.
Oh,
This is what the internet is saying. I believe it says right here, I believe the sheriff's defense will center on his concerns that the judge was involved in a sexual relationship. He purportedly saw evidence of it on her phone with the sheriff's daughter, who is a high school senior. So who knows? She could be 18, so it could be legal.
oh,
Senior in high school, that's legal. It's creepy, but it's legal as fuck. So crazy story, isn't that?
that's not.
I mean, it's nuts
There's
enough
got to
that
be,
he.
but there's got to be. There's got to be, some type of information out there as to whether or not the daughter's actually 18.
I've
'Cause they
not
know
seen.
the name of the sheriff. They know the name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sure if I was a better true crime internet sleuth, I could have looked into all that and found all that out. But I didn't. It's just from right now.
And if she's 18 now, how long was the sexual relationship going on?
It's a really good point. That's a really good point considering stuff. I'm gonna remember that story I teased about. I got a bad cop story, and this girl named Sandra Birchmore. I teased that story a while back, and I just keep not having time to get to it. I'm officially planning on talking about that on Monday, so put that in the books. We're going to talk about it on Monday because it does have a lot to do with grooming and stuff like that. So it's a pretty crazy story. All right, so Mikey. So yeah, we got to keep an eye on that story, see what happens with it. Letcher County, Kentucky, you guys keep an eye on it right now, so we can see what happens.
Yeah, I want to know all the corruption story. I want to know about the corruption and how that was going on and how that feeds into all this.
I'm trying to remember what I saw because it was a little bit confusing, and that's why I ended up not pulling it because I was like, this is a lot to dive into here. It was a deep dive and there was a lot going on. Cover-ups, what was the stuff? Sheriffs trading stuff for sexual favors, reduced sentences, I think, for sexual, not this sheriff, other ones.
Yeah,
And things like that within the department.
Office is a collective, yeah.
Corruption, it's out there. All right, so Mikey, we got to talk some football. We got to talk fantasy football here. We got 11 or 10 other teams, 10 other guys who are anxiously awaiting it. And the rest of you guys, as we go through the fantasy football thing, I do have some kind of stories to talk about that relate to the players and stuff that we're talking about. So I'm not just going to go through graphic by graphic. I mean, I am going to do that, but I actually have some stuff to talk about while we're doing that. So don't run off if you're not into fantasy football. I promise you'll enjoy some of the stories that kind of relate to it. One of them in particular I think is really, really good. So I hope you guys will stick around. If you've not already hit the thumbs up on tonight's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you did that. Second hour is always happy hour here. If you don't, so take your kids, throw them in the other room, have them show each other their phones, and you get their little fake guns out, and they can reenact the whole thing that happened in that courtroom. Or just close the door and get your drinky drink and your mokey moke on. We'll be right back on another Dumb Show. Sit tight. Hang on. Okay, we're back. Welcome back to Another Dumb Show. I'm Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number 260. So good to have you guys here. Feels so good, feels so right. Having you guys streaming on my tube at night. Hope you guys are enjoying hour number 2 is, god damn, that's loud. Hour number 2 is always, second hour is always happy hour here on Another Dumb Show, so make sure you guys are drinking along with me. What are you guys drinking? Drinking wine? Drinking beer? Let me know. You got booze in there? What are you guys up to? 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. That is the number to call into. Boomer said it's always loud. I know, I apologize. I got to try to fix that. It's a lot of buttons I got to push to fix that one, man. That's a lot of buttons I got to find to get that one to work. So many wires. All right. We are going to talk about our Another Dumb Fantasy Football League here. The ADFFL. Another Dumb Fantasy Football League, ADFFL. I can't do that until we have Mikey here. And Mikey, oh, there he is. Perfect. Good stuff. Right on cue. Man, this guy's got cue timing down. What's up, homie?
I'm on top of it, homie.
All right. Are you, I ripped down a hard bleezy during that break, real quick. A big, nice fat.
I don't know what did I smoke. I smoked a half gram of some green crack.
Oh fuck! Wait, hold on. What is this? Oh, I see what I just did here.
Whatever.
What did you smoke? Green crack?
Yeah, half gram or a little half gram J.
Ooh, nice. How was it? Good.
It was delicious.
Very nice, very nice. Why is this not working? What the fuck? Why is this not working? That's weird. Anyway, okay. We're back. Okay, let's talk some fantasy football here. Before we do that, real quick, Mikey, I did finally get this put together. So we did our picks for the season for the Browns and the Vikings, and here was my predictions. I predicted that the Browns would lose to Dallas, so I got that right. I predicted they would win in Jacksonville. I got that right. Predicted they would beat the Giants. I got that wrong. So right now I'm 2-1 on the
Malik
picks.
Neighbors showed up.
Ooh, yeah, we'll talk about him in a minute. I have your picks as well. You picked the Giants, the Vikings to beat the Giants, which you got correct. You picked them to lose to the 49ers, which you got incorrect. And then you picked them to beat the Texans, which you got correct, which I was a little surprised. I thought those other two, I thought you guys were going to be 1 and 2 by now. I thought the Texans were going to be.
I should have known we were going to beat the Niners. The Niners haven't won in Minnesota since '92.
Does that matter though? I mean, all the teams in between. Like when people say that kind of stuff, like I always think to myself, is like, does that really matter? That a team
We've played them like 3 out of the last 5 years, and they've been top contender teams, and we've beat them up pretty good at home.
Yeah. Well, you guys are good this year, man. You guys got a good football team. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the stats and some of the records and stuff that the Vikings have going on right now, but pretty impressive display from the Minnesota Vikings, who are now 3-0. So we'll give you guys a little love. But before, well, shit, let's jump into it. Let's do this. Dun, dun, dun. That's right, guys. It's time for another Dumb Fantasy Football League. Let's just jump right into the. Let me open up the league office here. Get the manager's office opened up and ready to rock and roll here. Give me a second on that. I'm gonna get this over here. So hold on, I got all kinds of windows I gotta move around. Give me uno momento. All right, so let's dive into it. It was quite a week this week we had in another Dumb Fantasy Football League. Last week we had some teams that looked like it was gonna kind of maybe potentially run away. Potentially, if they would have gone up, we had some 2-0 teams, a lot of 2-0 teams. And it looked like we were going to have some teams that were going to set themselves up for the playoffs early by potentially going up 3-0. But the parity within the NFL kicked in. The actual, they say week 1 and week 2 are imposters. don't believe in those because it's not a true telling. Did you freeze? Oh, I thought
No,
you
I'm
froze
sitting
for a
here looking
second.
at my roster at the same time.
I thought you froze for a sec. All right. Anyway, so yes, we have a whole. It's wide open right now. It's wide open right now. So let's go through all the different teams. Let's see where all the different what everybody's ranking is. We're going to go from last place to first place. Right now, we have our new guy, Jake, and his team, Rushing Mafia, are having a rough season. They are in last place, and they are 0-3. The only 0-3, only 0-3 team in the league right now. Everybody else has at least one win. You'll see his top performer was DK Metcalf, who put on quite a show this weekend. He had an amazing, if you guys don't know who DK Metcalf is, he went viral a while back because for a couple things. One was when he went to, well, he let his diet out online. DK Metcalf is this like physical specimen of a human being with the absolute washboard abs.
He's got like a 14 pack.
Yeah, it's incredible. He's like an absolute physical specimen. And well, let me just pull up DK Metcalf abs. Metcalf abs. I mean, it's insane. I mean, like, you got to be kidding me. I've seen images of like Myles Garrett, and it makes me insane. But like this right here, I mean, that's a perfect bod right there. I would definitely let him play through in miniature golf for sure. Anyway, so that's DK.
I feel like he was bigger. I feel like he was bigger in college, to be honest with you.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's that infamous picture. You're right. Actually, I'll show that. This is the viral picture of him that went out when he was in college. I forgot all about this picture. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, so he's definitely bigger in this picture than he was.
Looks like a Ninja Turtle shell on his stomach.
You're right, it does. He's DeCanardo. Anyway, so he is. He had quite a weekend. He had a big 71-yard touchdown that kind of electrified the league, and gave them the Seahawks the win over the Dolphins, which was pretty incredible. Last year, he's so fast, guys. He hit 22.23 miles per hour according to Next Gen Stats. So pretty impressive by old DK Metcalf and everything that he's doing over there in Seattle. So that is the top performer on old Jake's team. So a lot of points though, 55.2. I mean, I think the highest scorer in the league has 85 points. So that would explain maybe why Jake is in last place right now. Moving on, we'll move into our...
Gino hasn't been doing that well and getting the ball out. He's figure that's a whole new coach, whole new system, I believe, isn't it? This is the first year without Pete Carroll.
Seahawks are 3-0, bro.
Yeah, Gino's not playing that well though.
Well, fantasy points wise, well, that wasn't Gino that I was talking about. That was DK as his top performer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Gino's the quarterback for the Seahawks, in case you guys don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, Seahawks are 3-0 right now, dude. Seahawks are looking, they're supposedly pretty legit. I mean, we'll talk about my team and my connection to the Seahawks here in a sec.
I thought there was only 3 teams 3-0. I guess they're the 4th. I thought it was just Chiefs, Vikings, Bills.
No,
Steelers too.
Steelers too, yeah. Yep, Seahawks are 3-0.
No shit, all right.
Yep. Their defense is what's keeping them in it. They've only given up 43 points in 3 games. So that's what's keeping them in the game for sure. And their running attack with you said Gino wasn't playing very well. Zach Charbonnet. Yeah. Zach Charbonnet's been showing out with Kenneth Walker III on the bench.
Yeah,
or out,
I know, right?
Injured. So it's been pretty incredible. Charbonnet's on my bench, and he's one of my highest performers. I'm so torn this week. I don't know if Walker's going to be. Well, we'll talk about that in a sec. Let's get back to back to our 11th place team, Tyler's team. Tyler, the Cleveland Buds, they are 1-2, 11th place. They are playing, no pun intended, next week, who beat me. Their top performer, Saquon Barkley, with 84.4 points. That's the first overall performer in the entire league. Saquon Barkley from the Philadelphia Eagles. He actually is in the news right now. Kind of a crazy story with him. He actually posted a tweet. Now, Mikey, I don't understand why in the world he would do this tweet. Saquon Barkley used to play for the Giants.
Yep.
Malik Neighbors, a wide receiver, plays for the Giants. He's a rookie, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
baller from LSU.
Saquon Barkley left the Giants and became a Philadelphia Eagle this year. So he's no longer a Giant
Yep.
and really essentially has no connection to Malik Neighbors. Didn't go to the same college with him. Malik went to LSU. I believe Saquon went to Penn State, if I'm not mistaken. But for some reason, Saquon Barkley posted this tweet. Says, y'all gonna hate on it, but I don't care. He's like that about Malik Neighbors, a guy on another team. I found that to be very strange. It's weird. It's a weird thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Your ex team. It's a division rival.
What are you doing, dude? It doesn't make any sense to me. I think I have.
I mean, he's just throwing props to a young player and shit like that. I mean, which I get, but that's just really weird to go to an in-division rival and just a weird tweet altogether.
I agree. Okay, I thank you. I'm not crazy then. Here's actually the video that he was retweeting about. Here's Malik Neighbors after he torched the Cleveland Browns.
Giants fans, it's Leak over here. Got the dub. Let's keep it working. Let's keep on moving.
So there you go. That was it. That was all he posted. That's what Saquon retweeted. So that was what would prompt you to do that? You are kicking ass with the Eagles. The Eagles aren't. What are they? 2-1 right now.
Yep.
They're looking better. They're not, and they're missing like 4 players. AJ Brown's out. Smith is out. Lane Johnson's out. And another big player is out too. I can't remember.
They're playing smarter football this year. I feel like last year and the year before they blew their load early in the season.
Not coaching wise. Have you seen some of the bad calls that Sirianni has done at the end of the game? That play where he threw the ball to Saquon.
His time management hasn't been the best.
Yeah, no, he's gotten
himself. That's not Sirianni either. That's Kellen Moore. The new offensive coordinator.
The offensive coordinator. So okay, well,
yeah,
so they're
system there. I mean, obviously he didn't do that well in Dallas, and I don't like him that much, anyways, as an OC.
Well, the Eagles do seem a little bit different. I mean, they were in that game because Jalen Carter went off on the defensive line. He just absolutely went crazy and took over the game, wrecked the game. But anyway. So we'll see what happens moving forward with Saquon Barkley, if he is able to continue to stay in first place and if he continues to tweet about rival teams. Yeah, that's true. He does have a problem staying healthy, so we'll have to see. Let's move on to our 10th place team. Oh, I recognize this colors. The Skull Crusher. Mikey's team has fallen to 1-2, 10th place. Top performer, Justin Jefferson, JJ. Mikey, was that your favorite player in the league right now?
Who, JJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. He is, so him and there's another guy on your team named, I think his name is Jalen Naylor, another wide receiver on the Vikings. Did you know that
him got more points than, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have more points than him yet, but he's
no.
Close.
Well, he and Justin Jefferson made Vikings history. Did you know that? They are the first duo in Vikings history to each have a touchdown in the first 3 weeks of a season.
Oh, no shit. No, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I thought you'd like that little bit of knowledge.
I do like that. Naylor's been a baller. He's doing really well with Jordan Addison out. He's jumped into the slot and done really well. I mean, even the first game with Addison healthy, he still had a nice little touchy.
Looks like Sam Darnold's moving the ball around to everybody, and I did see on the injury report today that he's fine. JJ's quad is fine, or JJ's finger. They thought he might have broke his finger, but it looks like his finger's okay, so he's good to go.
Yeah.
So good news.
Darnold's got a knee bruise, no structural damage. He's looking all right, and we're firing on all cylinders without T.J. Hawkinson or Jordan Addison.
And speaking of that record that those two set, that's pretty impressive considering the Vikings, some of the duos the Vikings have had with Chris Carter and Randy Moss, Chris Carter and Jake Reed. I mean, you guys have had some pretty badass wide receivers out there. So for this
Adam
guy,
Thielen and
yes,
Stephon
Stephon
Diggs.
Diggs. Yeah, that's a great one. That's another one I got right here too. So good for the Vikes, dude. I'm happy to see. I can almost feel it riding through you. I can like you're in a good mood. The vibes are running good. Like I can feel like you're riding high on the Vikes.
Yeah, I am. I'm not getting too excited or anything like that. You know, there's been plenty of years. What was it? Darnold started 3-0 with Carolina 2 years ago, and then dropped 5 in a row. 3 years ago, we started 5-0 and missed the playoffs. So I've been here before. But something does feel like a little bit different about this team. It's not just the offense winning games. It's not just the defense winning games. Special teams is playing well.
Complimentary
It's
football.
everything all together.
That's what they say. Complimentary football, right? So, all right. So you guys are 1-2. Hopefully JJ can get you some more points. I believe Angelina said JJ is made of glass. So that was kind of funny. He's a little fragile. He did get hurt last year and fucked my whole season up. So and that's why I did not draft him, because I always worry about him getting hurt. So all right, let's move on to our 9th place team. We have the Maruaders, Jerry's team, also known as the Marauders. They have fallen to 1-2. Poor Jerry can't catch a break. He was in 9th place last week. He can't go up, can't go down. I feel so bad. I love Jerry, and his team is just dogging out. Even though he's got one of the higher performers in the league, Lamar Jackson, with 67.48 points, he's still in 9th place. Now, did you see the beef that came down between what's his name, Lamar Jackson, who we're talking about, and Marlon Humphreys?
Yeah, I don't know if that was so much of a beef, but it was definitely clip-worthy and click-worthy to talk about.
Well, I got the clip right here. Marlon Humphreys, I believe he's a safety. I don't know what's wrong or free or whatever for the Baltimore Ravens. After the victory, he went live on the plane and on Instagram. I think it's Instagram. Yeah, on Instagram. And he went over and decided to do an impromptu interview with Lamar Jackson. Here is the interview.
Lamar, talk to us a little bit about getting that first dub. Talk to us a little bit. You know, the flock, they got to hear from you. You know what I mean? They got to hear from you.
Hold on. You can't hear Lamar at all in this. Let me boost it a little bit. Part of the problem is you got the airplane noise in the background, so I can't boost it too loud and we won't be able to hear shit.
Got the dub. Keep stacking. We shouldn't even be live right now. Like, we need to get right. Yes, sir.
So that's where he says right now. He says you shouldn't even be live right now. You need to be getting right. Which makes me wonder, is he questioning the defense's performance? Because I am. They're my fantasy defense, and they suck this year. The Baltimore defense has sucked dick. So I understand why Lamar Jackson was a little bit frustrated there with Marlon, because he's got to perform miracles.
A lot of those projected defenses aren't playing well. You got Baltimore that's taking a shit. You got Dallas that's taking a shit.
Yes, it's been it's frustrating. The Browns, I know the Browns defense is still mathematically doing well points wise, but I don't see them keeping that up as the season progresses. I don't think the Browns defense is going to keep them in games.
The Vikings is the #1 defense in the NFL.
I know. I noticed somebody managed to pick them up off the waiver wire and installed them as their defense.
Had to do it.
Yeah, nice move.
I'm thinking about trying to make it. I'm thinking about trying to make a trade for Sam Darnold for Dak Prescott straight up.
What? Oh, you have Dak?
Yep.
So who has Sam Darnold?
I was just looking at it right now. I don't know who has him. Hard for me to look real quick. Hang on, got it right here. It says team none.
Oh, then he's a free agent.
It's not. It says trade.
Let's look at players. all on rosters. Darnold. He is not on any teams, dude.
I'm looking right here. It's asking me to trade for him.
Why is it showing?
Who has? Hang on.
Manager
Who has
none.
Jalen Hurts?
Says manager none.
Yeah, but it says that Jalen Hurts has no team either. I think there's
That's
something
weird.
going on with the app right now.
That is weird. Why would it say that? Did somebody bail from the league?
Chuba Hubbard says none. There's something going on with the app right now. It's got to be.
Yeah, there's something definitely going on with. No,
No puns intended.
Has who?
Sam Darnold. Because they've also got Jalen Hurts.
Okay, yeah, I see that. All right, cool. That's who just beat me this week, in fact. Speaking of them, I think they might actually be next up on... Yep, in fact, Mikey, perfect segue. That is our
So
8th
no
place
puns
team.
intended. If you're interested and you're listening, let's go. Let's make a deal.
That's
Send me
Hoodie.
a trade offer right now. I'll give you Dak straight up for Sam Darnold right now.
That's Hoodie. So Hoodie, if you're interested, Mikey's making a proposed trade. Wet Shoelaces says I've got Hawkinson on on injured reserve. Mikey, holla at me if you're interested in that. But no pun intended, beat me this week. They had a pretty decent score, but Mikey, my team scored 69 points this week. 69. Isn't that crazy? It's how low is that?
In my non-PPR league, I haven't hit over 70 points in 3 weeks, dude. Like,
I lost 109 to 69. 109 is what he beat me with because I had a friggin' 69.4.
Low too for PPR.
I know. This was a dub I needed, and I got screwed. So, congratulations to Hoodie. See if he's interested in trading Sam Darnold for Dak Prescott straight up. You think the Cowboys might bounce back? You never know.
They're definitely going to, but I want to handcuff Darnold to JJ.
Oh, a little stack option. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so now on to our 7th place team. That is the Ocean Gate Titans. That's Ken's team. I'm DJing Ken's wedding on Friday. Ken has fallen to 1-2. He's now in 7th place. I believe he came in 2nd or 3rd in our league last year. So not doing as well this year, despite having a Notre Dame stud, Kyron Williams, with 61.2 points. Carrying the load for the Rams. I mean, they got Cooper Kupp down. Puka Nacua is down. They're limping along, but managing to do it. So I got to give the Rams credit for
well.
Got to give the Rams credit for sticking in this season. Let's move on to our 6th place team. Oh, look at this, another dumb team. We fell like I said, I lost this week to Hoodie's team. Fell down to 2-1. Now in 6th place. I believe I was in 3rd place last week. I'll be facing Curtis's team, Hertz Donuts, coming up this week. My top performer is Nico Collins, only 57.8 points. I was really hoping for more out of him with the stack between CJ Stroud and Nico. But your Vikings...
Oh, they got dropped this weekend.
Yeah, your Vikings beat the shit out of this.
5 times. Didn't Nico Collins have a touchy, though?
Nico Collins did have a tutty. He almost had another one in the 4th quarter, which was so strange that I was literally going, take him out of the game. I don't even want the 4th quarter touchdown. Take him out of the fucking game because you're going to potentially get this guy hurt. You guys are losing. Like, what did they win? Like 27-7 or something?
34-7?
Something crazy like that. The Texans were never in that game. Why would they have a stud wide receiver playing in the 4th quarter? What were they thinking?
They had Minnesota had Aaron Jones still running in the 4th quarter trying to get him to 100 yards. I was pissed.
I don't understand it. Real quick, speaking of incentives, I was watching Pat McAfee today. There's a player on the the Pittsburgh Pirates who was 4 at-bats away from getting a $200,000 bonus, and they sent him down to the minors.
Oh, I took a shit right on his ear.
What
God
kind of
damn.
fuck face motherfucker piece of shit organization would do that to somebody? 4
Are they
at bats
making like a
away.
playoff push or something? Or
No, they're terrible. They're one of the worst teams in baseball.
yeah, then why in God's name? Well, that's just a way for them to save some money for next year.
Yeah, it's just straight up, just like, hey, we don't want to pay this guy 200 grand, even though he's 4 at bats away, which is like so awful because that means like he could have gotten walked 4 times. That ruined it. You know what I mean? Because a walk doesn't count as an at bat, so you're fucked. So you could totally be fucked right there if you take a lot of walks. Anyway, so speaking of Ken and the Ocean Gate Titans, I forgot to play for you guys. Did you see there's some wreckage footage that they found of the Ocean Gate Titan sub?
No.
Yeah, they have. They came across. They did a dive down there, and hold on, I got a couple of different videos here. Zoom in on them here. Give me one sec, guys. So this is what it looks like. People said it was going to disintegrate. Whoops. People said it was going to disintegrate, but I don't know, guys. This is what they found underwater here. There's a part of looks like the ring around the bubble.
Like a one of the wind. Yeah, it looks like a window.
Yeah, because remember what that thing. Do you remember what it looked like?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just show people in case they forgot what the Ocean Gate Titan sub looks like. Ocean Gate Titan sub. There you go. Here's a good side view we can see. Open tab. So this is what it looked like when it went down, before it imploded. So I think that little round thing we saw is the left front part of it, the bubble. If you look at this video right there.
That looks a lot smaller. Maybe I thought that was just like a small porthole window from something. But obviously, if that's like, you're saying that's the front cone?
I think so. All
right.
All right. So here.
It just looked a lot smaller.
We keep playing it. There is what looks to be. Oh no. Okay. So that looks like there's the bubble on the front right there.
Good God, those poor people.
I know. It's incredible. Well, they didn't feel a thing. I mean, sadly, it's sad they died, but they didn't feel a thing. Every single expert I've seen talk about this said it happened in a nanosecond. They were gone.
There had to be some type of warning light that kicked on or something. They had to hear it creak, crack or something, dude.
No, they said that there would be no warning of any creaking or cracking or anything. It would just be, if it failed, it would be instantaneous. Instantaneous. In fact, it happens so fast. It happens faster than your brain can register pain. So
that's good to know.
Yeah, so they didn't suffer at all. They didn't even know they were going to die. They were just gone instantly. And here's another shot of another piece that they found. So there you go. Pretty crazy to think that thing was in one piece and there were 6 people in it, and those 6 people just turned to absolute just nothing, just evaporated to nothing. They're gone. All right, moving on. So I am in 6th place. I'll face Curtis's team this week, and then hopefully I'll get a better stack out of CJ and Nico Collins as they face the Jaguars, I believe, this week. Moving on to our 5th place team, sent from my iPhone, Chris H's team. They are 2-1 and in 5th place. Next week they'll face the Raiders. Their top performer is Rashee Rice. Mikey, what is going on with his hit and run trial? What happened with that? Have you heard any more about that?
I have no idea. Is that... I think there was something that it was postponed for a while. I don't know if trial doesn't start till like mid-season or some shit like that.
Facing 8 charges in a Dallas hit and run crash. That was as of back in April. Let's see if it has tools. Let's do by most sorted by date. Why isn't he suspended? What we know about his legal situation. It says because on March 30th, Rashee Rice was allegedly involved in a 6-car crash in Dallas that sent 2 people to the hospital. Rice was facing 8 charges, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of collision involving serious bodily injury, and 6 counts of collision involving injury. During a press conference on August 29th, NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy said it's unlikely Rice would be placed on the commissioner's exempt list, which is essentially a form of paid leave, paving the way for him to play this season. Typically, the NFL has waited for law enforcement to conclude its investigations and the legal process play out entirely before levying any type of suspension. That said, just because Rice has not faced discipline for his alleged role in the crash, it does not mean he eventually won't. So he could still get in trouble once they find out what the actual, outcome of all these charges are.
They could end up losing him playoff time. They can end up losing him anytime. I don't know when his next trial date is or anything like that. But imagine them getting ready to make a run into the playoffs or something like that, and they lose their top performer.
Yep. Well, then we'll see if Travis Kelce can pick it up. So
the tight end position is dead.
This is why I stayed away from Rashee Rice when I drafted at the beginning of this season, because he was available, and I said, no, I'm not going to grab him because of who knows what's going to happen with this hit and run case against him. So, all right, moving on into 4th place, we have the Wooies, our champion from last year. He's fallen to 4th place. He's 2-1. Next week he'll face the Ocean Gate Titans, Ken's team. His top performer, Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is the top performer because of what he did to the Cleveland Browns this weekend. He went off and beat the shit out of us. It really sucked, and I was actually surprised at how really good that guy was. He put on a show for the New York Giants fans and for the Browns fans too. I mean, he was all over the place, making incredible, crazy catches. It was fucking nuts. But so there you go. That is that. Oh, hold on, wait. I do have one video of him, I think. What's this? Oh, yeah, there's some beef with him and Tavon Diggs, Mikey. Or is it Tavon or Trayvon Diggs?
Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs. He plays for the
We'll
Cowboys.
see each other soon.
They're playing this week. The Cowboys and the Giants play this week. And here's actually just some of the tweets that have been doing, that came out this summer. Trayvon Diggs says, Giants been getting belt for some years now. He put a little ninja emoji up when they put out a Malik Neighbors versus Cowboys Trayvon Diggs matchup kind of tweet somebody did. And then Malik said, pussy wants to insta beef. Why he tweeting and I see all that. So I don't know what any of that means. But Malik Neighbors was asked about it this weekend and he said, I don't want to talk about it. It's just game time. So he's going to try to just put on a show against Trayvon Diggs. So it should be interesting. That'll be a good matchup.
Trayvon Diggs is probably the top 3 in the business.
One of the best cornerbacks, right?
Yeah, just coming off ACL injury, though. But, I mean, last week with his first game back, and he already had a pick. So he broke that NFL record in his rookie year. What was it, 6, 7 straight games with a pick to start his career?
Was that the guy who they were talking was going to end up being rookie? Was that him a rookie last year? Was he the one that did that?
Not last year. I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
But then he got hurt or something.
That's right. All right. Good for him. All right. So let's move on to our next team here. So we'll see how Pat Wooey does next week against the Ocean Gate Titans. Moving in 3rd place, Josh Allen, my ass, Wet Shoelaces team. He's moved up to 3rd place with a 2-1 record. He'll be facing Jake's team, Rushing Mafia, next week. His top performer, Josh Allen, his team's namesake, 71.86 points. Josh Allen really been putting on a show. And then on, what was he on? Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
The other night, Monday Night Football. So did you see the story? Did you see the picture that went viral from that game? What happened at that game? There was a shot that the TV got of a girl in the stands.
Of course, it's got to be something crazy in Buffalo. Does the dude have his hand up her ass like they did before?
No, it actually is a girl who put a sign up that said, Josh, talking to Josh Allen, I just got married, but I leave my husband for you. P.S. He's right here. So this guy just getting cucked on national TV.
That's funny.
So, well, the funniest part about it is if you look at who posted this picture, Mikey. Sauce Gardner, New York Jet.
Yeah, he's one of the best trollers in football, man. He's always on X.
So he puts GGS chat, which GG is good game, and it's kind of morphed to good game, GGS, good games. And then the chat thing, is that him inciting everybody to have a little bit of fun with it? Good games chat? Like, I tried to look up what this means in Gen Z, but I couldn't really quite figure it out, or online speak.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what it means either.
Well, he went on even further after that. He posted another tweet with, oh shit, I just closed my whole thing. God damn it. He's got another tweet in here that's great. He posts this picture too. A zoomed in shot of the cuck. It says, she really just risked it all for a viral moment. You got to ask yourself, man, is it really worth it? And then just a zoom in on dude's face.
That's funny.
I love it. So, yeah, Sauce Gardner having a little bit of fun with the Jets. With the Bills and the Bills fans. All right, let's see. Where are we at here? We're in the third place here. That was Wet Shoelace's team. Let's get into our top 2 teams. So the top 3 those are the ones who have a chance to win some money. Now, this is crazy, Mikey. Hertz Donuts, Curtis's team. If you don't remember, this is the team that was auto-drafted. He'd auto-drafted this team. And then he ends up
next best available.
Ends up getting one of the top performers in the league with 81.7 points, Alvin Kamara, who obviously is only the top performer because he had that one incredible game with, I think he had 4 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, they're going to fall off a little bit.
You think the Saints are going to fall off? Because they were the talk of the town here earlier in the season. And with Derek Carr going, can Derek Carr keep it up? Let's be honest. Can Derek Carr keep it up? I don't think so.
Didn't Philly just blank them pretty fucking hard?
No, I think they had a pretty good game. I think and then the Saints came back towards the end because some more weird shit by Sirianni.
I remember, I saw Jalen Carter and Tyrann Mateo going at it.
Yeah, so it was way closer than it needed to be, though, I think. So there you go. There's our second place team, Hertz Donuts. Good luck, Curtis. I think he works third shift or something like that, so I think he doesn't, he's probably sleeping right now, but Curtis, good luck, dude. And then we got our lone 3-0 team, a G and a Carrions, George's team. Not Curious George. This is George K. This is his team. 3-0. They're gonna face Mikey. You are at 1-2. Are you nervous facing the top performing team this year? They have the 2 of his top performers. Who's got Devon A-Chain, and then I think he's also got Tyreek Hill. That he's going to got on his team. Now, I know the Dolphins are struggling right now. In fact, who's going to play quarterback for the Miami Dolphins?
Who'd they just pick up? Didn't they pick up somebody?
I don't know, because Tua went down. Then that Skylar Brooks guy went down.
Is it going to be Mike White?
Is it really? NFL insiders suggest Dolphins could roll with dark horse quarterback. People are suggesting that they try to get Dorian Thompson-Robinson from the Cleveland Browns.
Nobody respects Jameis Winston, man. Somebody give this dude a chance. Led the NFL in touchies for a couple of years, multiple 4,000-yard seasons. The dude can sling the rock.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I think they might actually, depending on what happens, I call him Skylar Brooks. His name's Skylar Thompson. They might have Snoop Huntley actually starting for him now. And that guy actually can play some football. He can sling the rock a little bit. So
Tyler Huntley?
Yeah, Snoop. Isn't that what they call him? Snoop Huntley?
I had no idea. I had to put 2 and 2 together to make 4 on that one. I was like, is that like Tyler's brother or something? I got really confused.
Maybe I'm mixing people up. But yeah, no, Tyler Huntley is going to be playing in there. So potentially for the Dolphins. So that's who's going to be quarterbacking them. So the AG and the Carrions are in first place. Our fantasy football league is turning out to be very competitive. I think it's going to be a good season with the way it's playing out, because with the NFL running the ball more, it kind of reduces the PPR stuff, so it makes it a little bit more balanced, and it makes the games kind of a little bit more interesting, if that makes sense.
It does.
Not that I don't like PPR. I actually love PPR, but in a league when there's no rushing, and you're getting 4, 7 points out of your running backs. It kind of sucks. It's kind of boring. You know what I mean? But now,
Well,
if cutting
we're
it in
in a
half,
I'm in a non PPR, and it's all low scoring. Like I said, I haven't been over 70 points all year yet.
sorry, I got a hole in my lip. Anyway, so yeah, great season so far. Looking forward to it. I think that it's going to be Boomer. I wish Boomer, you should have tried to get in our fantasy football league. He knows a lot about football from what I'm seeing here, because he seems to echo a lot of the stuff we talk about. So, another Dumb Fantasy Football League continues this week, and we'll do another update next week. But I believe that is probably going to wrap things up for us for today. Mike, you got anything else for me?
I don't. I mean, it's going to be a stream defense. I think I'm going to start stream. I mean, as long as the Vikings play well for now, but after that, I might start streaming defense every week. It seems to be the way to go.
What do you mean?
To play
Picking a
matchup as opposed
Picking a
to play
different defense?
matchups as opposed, yeah, to go with matchups on defense as opposed to just one defense every week.
I may have a waiver wire maneuver in for defense as well. So
I gotta try to find. I gotta try to. The tight end position is killing me. I saw a bunch of people post today. It was trending on Twitter to get rid of the tight end spot in fantasy football and just add it to another flex, because the tight end spot has been so shit this year so far.
Watch it. And
I've got three tight ends on my team.
Watch that ends up being something crazy is going to happen where a tight end makes, like Sam Laporta makes the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl or something nuts like that. After,
it will.
That's totally the way the NFL works. It's got such a weird storyline where something like that will end up happening.
But I feel like something happened over the offseason, and defenses have changed their scheme completely to be more to take tight ends out of the game. I mean, you look at the top 3 tight ends in the NFL over the last 5 years, and they've done nothing.
Yeah, it's still fun. I still love a good throw to. Did you see that thick six on Monday night? The Commanders threw a touchdown to one of their linemen, an offensive lineman.
Oh no, I didn't see it. I was going back and forth between the games, and then by the time I think I fell asleep for the second half of the Redskins game.
Oh, dude, you missed out on a good ball game. That was great. Jaden Daniels is good. That dude's a good football player, man.
I think he's the best rookie right now that's playing.
By a long shot, I think. I mean, he was throwing dimes. He was running all over people. He looked poised. He was running the offense like a champ. It was impressive. It was a really good game to watch. And the Bengals looked the complete opposite.
Yeah, they're gonna take a little bit to get their stride, but they showed some signs of life during that game. Chase had a couple really big catches. Higgins just coming off an injury.
Oh, their defense is so bad. Their defense is so bad.
Their offensive line is atrocious too.
Yeah, I don't think the Bengals are gonna.
They're horrible.
They'll beat the Browns.
Trenches.
Don't get me wrong. They'll beat the Browns for sure. They'll beat the Browns. The Browns are terrible. Browns are the worst game. Browns are the worst team in the league by far.
I think no. Carolina.
Carolina will beat the Browns.
You guys play Carolina this year?
No, they would beat the Browns. Mike, I don't know if you've watched this football team.
I have.
I use the term.
Do you think it lies in the hand? Does it lie in coaching, or do they need to make a quarterback change and the whole offense changes?
Our offensive line, number one. I mean, that is it is.
Well, you guys are missing both your starting tackles, aren't you?
And our starting guard now. So we're fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, we're totally fucked on that sense. But Deshaun Watson is also not doing anything. You know, he's not escaping the pocket and making plays. He's overthrowing people when they're wide open. He's just not there. Somebody sent me in an email, I believe. I think it was Louis. Talking about how they had to, in Houston, they had to completely dumb down the offense for Deshaun Watson to be able to understand the offense.
Oh no, I never read that article. That's
Yeah,
that's not good. I mean,
I-
so he relied on his athletic ability for the first few years and splash plays and the type of shit where like Dante Culpepper could just throw it up to whatever weapon he wanted. But when he had to actually learn how to read a defense and change the offense around, that's where you just start struggling.
this
So
is
he's just the athletic gift is it can only carry you so far.
Yeah, if you have ever watched an interview with Deshaun Watson or seen him speak more than one sentence, he's not too
Yeah.
bright. He doesn't seem too bright. No, maybe he is, but he doesn't sound very bright. He sounds pretty dumb, in fact.
I agree with that. I
yeah.
agree with that.
So, and I like I said, he could be super smart for all I know, but he does not present himself as somebody who's very intelligent. So I don't.
I removed that trade offer really quick. I think that would have been a stupid idea for me to try to offer. Get rid of Dak for.
I mean, Dak to CD
Darn
could
it.
potentially, they got no running game. If they do turn things around, they're going to be doing it.
They
through the
will
air.
soon.
Oh yeah,
As soon as Delvin Cook comes off the practice squad,
That's right.
at
What are
some
they
point they're
waiting
going to be
for?
like, I don't. Same thing.
He's a
They're waiting
goddamn
for
running back.
Kareem
Just
Hunt.
hand him. He's a goddamn running back. Tell him to line up behind the quarterback, run to the right. I'm going to hand him the ball. What the fuck?
I
Find a
just
hole.
don't understand. Like, is there like a really big physical drop off or something? I mean, the last season the dude played. I mean, last year doesn't really count. I think he had under like 50 carries for the entire year. But the season before that, 1,400 all-purpose yards. Played the entire season. Was a top 5 running back in the NFL. Like
Talking about Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Is their offense so complicated, or are they worried about how it's going to affect Zeke? His I don't understand. What are they waiting for? Why I got rid of Rico Dowdle. I got rid of Rico Dowdle. Yeah, I know he's doing great. He's doing damn appearances at Wegmans around fucking Buffalo.
Yeah. The one thing he has proven so far is he's a lot more durable than his brother.
Yeah, James is doing better, really well up in Buffalo right now. So we'll see what happens with Dalvin and if he does play for the Cowboys at all this season. And
dude, when you got me all excited yesterday when you said Jordan Love might come back this week. I hope to God he does and we destroy that son of a bitch.
Well, oh, you mean you want to re-injure him?
Not re-injure him. I just want to hit him and sack him. I mean, I think we're 17 sacks in the first 3 games of the NFL.
That's pretty impressive. That's a lot of sacks per game. You guys are bringing the heat. That's fun.
Brian Flores defense. And the good news is we might be able to keep him as a defensive coordinator for the next 10 years.
Yeah, no coach.
There ain't no way that he's ever getting a head coach position again.
Never again. Not after he blasted the Dolphins owner and basically called him a
that's
racist.
that's still in litigation, I believe.
Is
I
it
believe
really?
That court case is still going on, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, he might not have any.
And then after the Tua stuff came out too, and the way he used to treat Tua.
That's true. That's a good point. Well, yeah, I don't think he's going to be leading any teams anytime soon. You're right. So you're going to have.
At this point, I think he seems to be pretty right about Tua.
What, did he soft?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Well, soft is a relative term, right? Like Tua's fragile. I think Angelina called JJ fragile.
From the shoulders up, he's definitely very fragile.
True. I always thought that was the funniest story in the world after he went through all those concussions, that off season he took jiu-jitsu just to learn how to fall.
Keep your neck tucked. I mean, I can see it. You protect your neck a lot more and you learn how to fall and take falls. I mean, it's a big part of martial arts and stuff like that.
I guess to me, it just doesn't make any. Well, I should know because my son had zero instinct about falling. But one of my youngest son, when he would fall, he would literally just go like head first. He never would put his hands out. It was the weirdest thing in the world. But to me, I always had this weird instinct: tuck and roll. Like when I fall, tuck and roll. It was just like you have one fall where you hurt your wrist real bad when you try to hold your, especially when you're a fat kid. Especially when you're fat like me. That fucking shit hurts when you fall down like this. You scuff all up, you fall, hit your elbow. Fuck that shit. Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. Try to make sure your head doesn't hit when you do the roll, and you'll be good to go. Never really understood the not understanding how to fall. You do it once, and you go, okay, that's dumb. That hurts. Let's try to find a different way to fall.
Did you make any money on Monday night with any of your bets? Any of the bonus bets
No,
or anything like that?
nothing. I went from the first week, did amazing, to just tanking over the past couple weeks. I just done so bad. Thankfully, I didn't
I'm
go crazy. I didn't go
I'm
crazy.
sticking with just primetime games now. Just the games that I watch. I'm not doing. I mean, if there's a couple like boosted for like the 1 o'clock games, like the free ones that something's boosted to plus 100, I'll throw some money on that.
It's
But
trying to.
I think I'm gonna stick to just primetime games that I watch.
That's not a bad idea. That's smart. And just, but I really love because I hit big on one of them where I just picked 4 games. One of them that I thought was one that was a dog that I thought was going to win, and then 3
Big
like
locks.
locks. And I hit for like almost 3 bills on that one on a
Oh shit.
4 pick easy 4 pick parlay on who
Was
he
that one
thinks.
of? Oh, that's one of the ones where the more legs you pick too, it's an NFL boost, right?
No, this
So,
was just a straight up. It was a
oh
straight
no
up.
shit.
Hmm.
I feel like DraftKings is offering a lot more like boost bets every week.
Oh, they're dangling. They're just dangling that carrot. They're like, hey, yeah, come on. We got lots of money for
and
you.
I'm floating right around like $50. I started the season with $5 or $10 deposited, got
Yeah.
up to like 200, dropped down to like 50, made it down to 0 before Monday night, and back up to 50 after Monday night.
So I put 50 in to start. I ended up getting up to just under 400. I took
Oh
out
goddamn!
Yeah, I did good. I did real good. I took out half of that and used it towards bills. And then I think I lost probably 100 since. So I think I'm down to like about $100 right now. So I tried to log in
Oh
to see
dude,
where I'm at, but it's doing the stupid thing where instead of the biometric, I got to do 8,000 different steps to log in for some reason.
I got my buddy into it again, just to like the. I was like, dude, you should do it. They offer a lot more bonuses and stuff
Hmm.
like that. And I stopped over at his house today because I left a bunch of like weed and stuff at his house over the weekend. And the guy had a composition notebook of all the bets he had in today. He just dropped another 500 into his account.
Oh
He's
no.
betting. Not only is he betting football, he's betting WNBA. He's betting baseball. Hockey's coming up, dude. Like,
Oh no, he's got the bug. Oh no, you got to be careful. He's gonna. It was is your close, but your brother is it?
yeah, this is the
Oh
dude I rock
no.
the Vikings games with every week.
Oh no. Not the other JLR.
No, not Jeff.
Different guy.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
not the other
He's
JLR.
got 2 kids. Are you kidding me? If his wife found out he even deposited $5, she'd cut his nuts off.
That's what I was kind of thinking because I kind of remember you saying his wife was nice, but a little bit keeps him on a short leash, and he's a dad now, and he's kind of keeping his nose clean and everything. So
Yeah, they're kind of mad at me right now because they got their daughter's 4th or 5th birthday is this weekend.
yeah.
And I went to their son's birthday, which was before football season.
Oh boy.
And they were like, oh, it's the 29th at 2 p.m. I was like, the Vikings are playing the Packers. And his wife texted back. She was like, are you serious? You're going to miss our kid's birthday for the Vikings game? And I said, yes, I am.
No.
And that's all I said. I didn't say anything else. I just said, yes, I am.
Did Jeff text you or anything?
I talked to Jeff today when he was at work, and I was like, yo, I hope you. He's like, I told her that she was stupid for thinking that you'd actually show up.
No. Oh, whatever happened with that wedding you got invited to? Is that past, or are you gonna go? Or
I'm not gonna go. I actually sent the RSVP in and just said I was gonna be out of town. I got no interest in doing it. I don't want to be around people drinking.
right?
It's a 50-minute drive from my house to go to like some Geneva Castle and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a
And
pain in the ass.
Like I
Bug it.
said, they like 3 years ago we used or for 20 years we were the closest group of friends through high school and everything like that. And I just kind of got blackballed from them. Like there's no contact at all. I haven't seen or talked to them in like 2 or 3 years. And then just to get randomly invited to your weddings just so I can give you a couple $100, I don't think so. And not even give me the option to bring a date.
That is kind of weird. I hate that. You got to let people bring dates. That's so strange. That's a new trend that people are doing is just individual invites. Like,
Yeah, just because I've always been the single guy or whatever. Like, yeah, what the fuck? Like,
It's just tacky. You know, you want people to come with you know, if they have a new girlfriend, you want them to be able to introduce, like, if say you had a new girlfriend, you'd want to introduce her, and
They would never even give a girl, like every girlfriend I've ever had, this group of friends has just been absolutely horrible to them.
Jesus Christ, they sound like a judgmental ass group of motherfuckers.
They are a judgmental ass group of people. Like all they do, like they find joy in life. Like I remember being part of this group chat for years, and all they would do is just like throw stones on people, and just constantly talk shit. And
Yeah, fuck that. You don't need that. It's all about the positive vibes. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Boomer85 says Kareem Hunt was added to the 53-man roster in KC. He might be carrying a big portion of the load if anyone in your league needs a running back. Oh, I think I know somebody who was smart enough to pick him up on the waiver wire last week as soon as it was announced.
Yeah, pretty sure that white boy's going to carry the load because that dude's pretty good.
That Carson Steele dude was pretty good, so we'll see.
Yep.
But if they ride him all the way down the field and then use Kareem to punch in the tutty, I'll take it. It worked for me, or vice versa. I'll take all those yards and get some points out of those yards. And I really
the good news about that when you got Kareem is he's a really good pass catcher out of the backfield.
That's
so
true.
He could have 4 or 5 receptions to grab you another 4 or 5 points.
That's true, and I'll get him. I like Boomer says, he's a red zone back. I agree. So
you about to play him this week? First week back on the 53? You going to put him on the flex?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to play Jackson Smith and Jigba instead on my flex.
Got him in my other league. I think he's going to do pretty well this week.
Yeah.
But just everyone timestamp this for when Kareem Hunt's got 22 points on his bench next week. Everyone remember this.
That's all right. Zach Charbonnet had 27 points on my bench 2 weeks in a row. So I don't know what I'm doing. And
I hope
Stevenson
Kenny's
had
back
0.3.
this week. I hope Kenny is back this week.
He's got that oblique injury, and they are claiming it had nothing to do with the surgery that he had, but the core surgery he had over the summer. But I think if you have an oblique injury, it's probably related to that somehow. A little bit.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, so we'll see if he makes it back. But that's why I can't decide if I want to put Ramondre in or put Charbonnet in. I don't know what to do because he's done so well.
I mean, Charbonnet's running so well, and they're doing so well with him. But Ramondre's always a touchy guy. He's good for a tutty a game.
He was so bad last week. I know he got hurt. He hurt his finger or something, but he was the New England was terrible last week. But yeah, I think
they're going to be terrible for a while. I think
0.3 points, I believe I got out of him. So
Dallas got me or whoever my defense was got me like negative 3.5 points.
Isn't that fun when that happens? So
love that shit.
All right, well, it's getting late, Mike. It's 9:20. We should wrap this thing up. I didn't realize how late we're getting here. So
oh shit, and I got my meeting in the morning. I got to run. Fuck my life.
You got to run the meeting tomorrow?
Every Thursday now.
Oh really? That's a new edict?
Yeah, I volunteered for it. I volunteer for everything, dude. I'm getting ready to request a meeting with the new GM that runs our company and everything like that. And I'm not going in blind this time with a bunch of things that I want to talk about. I've got a list of things I've done over the last year that are above and beyond and things that other guys don't do. So I'm gonna go in there and sell the shit out of myself.
Good for you. Good for you. Mention too that you said something about you looked up the average salary and it was lower than or more than what you're getting paid. Put that out there too.
Point
and be like,
number 1.
There you go. Well, I would lead with all the things you've done and then say, and this is why I believe I should be in this class of pay.
Oh, no,
otherwise, I'm going to go do it.
Change around. Yeah, I shouldn't lead off with I need more. To make the whole meeting about money. You're right.
No. You should talk about, how much you like the job, what you like, all that kind of shit. And then how you feel like you have, like you want to be the person in the room who's adding to it. You know what I mean? You're adding to the company by being in the room.
I'm leading.
Here's how you
leading
added.
by example. Yeah.
Yeah. And so let them know how you added to the company, and then from there, saying this is why I believe and. Take it from a guy who asked for money about 50,000 times and never got paid. So here's some advice from me. So actually, I don't know what
Hey,
I'm
I do
talking
got it
about.
on there. I do got it on there as a point where like I've never really come in and demanded money. I'm not the type of person that's going to come in here and threaten to leave because we just had a manager at our company that filled out his resignation, said I'm leaving October 1st. He gave a full month's notice. And then here we are, 6 days before the 1st, and they just sent out an email yesterday. Oh, he's going to stay and be part of the team and blah, 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 blah. So obviously, he just made threats that he was going to leave to get what he wanted. And I don't like that shit.
Well, sometimes if you have that kind of sway, though, if people value you as a member, I mean, that's obviously what happened to me. I challenged them and said, look, if you're not going to value me as a member and you're going to treat me like I don't have talent or I don't have this or I don't have that, and that's why I'm not worth getting paid, then I'm not going to be happy ever, basically. You know what I mean? So that's why I basically got fired.
And my little cousin just got hired there, so now there's going to be 2 of us working there.
Causing trouble?
No, this kid, he'd never get in trouble a day in his life. He's the polar opposite of me.
That's great. Good. Would make sure he's not on shift with you. You don't want to corrupt him.
I'm going to teach him everything, and he's doing the same thing that I'm doing.
Oh, so you're going to actually train your cousin? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun. That'll be good stuff. So, well, you could be like Jake and his dad and tell your cousin every day while you're doing that manly work, I love you, cuz.
Yeah. The kid can do it. The kid can do whatever he wants. The kid lost after he got out of high school. He lost 185 pounds all on his own.
Good for him. He didn't cheat. Did use Adderall or Healthy Trim or anything like that?
Nothing like that. Nope. Just cut soda out of his life and replaced it with water.
That was it, and that's all he did. He lost almost 200 pounds for the most.
Started
eating better.
Eating better, yeah. And then after he lost the weight, got going to the gym, complete 180 with his life. Like it never been more proud of somebody in my life.
Good for him. Nice, very nice. Pretty cool. All right. Losing weight is a good thing. It makes you feel good. It's a good feeling.
And I think his mom watches the show. So, hi, Aunt Holly. Love you.
Hi, Aunt Holly. Love you too. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. So, speaking of love, Mikey, I love you too. You have a good rest of the night, my dude. Adios, bro. See ya. Alrighty, guys. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. I appreciate all of you guys coming and hanging out with us here on another Dumb Show. I hope you have a good rest of your evening and a good tomorrow. I have a wedding on Friday, and you know the drill. I always take a day off before the weddings just because I get the pre-wedding jitters, and I just like to make sure I got all my P's and Q's, my I's dotted and T's crossed before every event. So it just makes it a little bit, it's in my head more. If I'm doing this until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and then I've already done all the stuff for the wedding, like it's just better for me to be doing all this stuff the day before the wedding, getting all my DJ, all the music pulled, all the any last minute revisions, anything like that. It's all in my head. It's in the bucket at that point. If I start doing stuff the day before, it's not in the bucket as much. So that's why I take the day off before these weddings. So Michael K., I'm sorry. We'll be back live on Monday. If I'm up for it this weekend, I'm actually probably I only have a wedding on Friday, and I'm off Saturday and Sunday, but I was planning on probably doing some door dashing on those days to make up from some extra cash. But maybe if I'm up for it on Sunday, maybe we'll get a members only and we'll watch some football together. But otherwise, don't bet the ranch on it. But you never know. Sometimes I get a second wind and I get bored on Sundays watching football and I want to actually talk to you guys. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, guys, that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. We will see you officially on Monday and maybe over the weekend. But until then, I'm out of here. See you.